Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business and let's wake up the football gods here on this hump day. But really, this is kind of like a Friday for a lot of people because tomorrow is the 4th of July. Be careful out there. You've got to make sure if you've got fireworks that you're careful with them, that you do not blow your hand off. Um, and please don't drink and drive. Don't do anything stupid out there because it's a day off, it's summertime, and you have a few to drink. Remember, arrive alive. So, maybe some good news for us Dallas Cowboy fans because we've been on eggshells about Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott, of course, had the little incident there in Las Vegas, and it seemed like nothing. But when you're Zeke Elliott, because of past things that have happened and past perceptions of things with Zeke Elliott, that there's nothing when it comes to the commissioner and Article 46. He's got complete power over him. And as I said last night during my fireside chat, that I think that for Zeke going to New York and basically saying, I did it, I apologize, I'll do better, and everything else, hat in hand, bending the knee to the king, kissing the ring, will make all the difference in the world. We'll find out for sure, but Jane Slater is reporting, and this is exactly what she tweeted out late last night. A source with knowledge of the situation tells me they're confident there won't be a suspension for Zeke Elliott. I'm told the Las Vegas Police Department removed Zeke from the situation to protect him, but found no merit to the victim's claim. Let's say that again. Let's read that again from Jane Slater. Shout out to Jane Slater. A source with knowledge of the situation tells me they're confident there won't be a suspension for Zeke Elliott. I'm told the Las Vegas Police Department removed Zeke from the situation to protect him and found no merit to the victim's claim. And let's go on to NFL Network here and listen to exactly what they had to say about it as well.
And I told you it was an important meeting for Ezekiel Elliott because he needed to say those things that he said in his statement to Roger Goodell's face. And my understanding is that's the way that this thing went here. You look at the video, you look at the incident itself. If it's an isolated incident, it's not that bad. It's not anything you think would be something that would merit a suspension. But for Ezekiel Elliott and the fact that he had been suspended before, and in that letter, Roger Goodell told him basically that he needed to watch himself and needed to stay out of situations like this. This was more of a meeting to say, okay, we're keeping an eye on you. It's more of a warning. A lot of people think around the league when you speak to those folks that know how these things usually go, they're not expecting a suspension here, but until we have final word from the NFL and Roger Goodell, we don't know that for sure. Now, one other thing I want to note here, usually it's the NFLPA and the players' own lawyers who are in on these meetings, but in this case, Jerry Jones sent Cowboys legal counsel with Ezekiel Elliott. The second time he's done that, he also did that when Elliott met with Roger Goodell 2 years ago. So again, a lot of people around the league not expecting a suspension here, but until we hear it for sure, we don't know that that's going to be the case.
Okay. All right. So, nothing's guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. But apparently the meeting went really well. Basically, the NFL commissioner got exactly what he wanted. He wanted contrition, wanted him to apologize, wanted him to realize he messed up, and hopefully, just hopefully, there won't be a suspension there. Now, if, in fact, there is no suspension, and understand, guys, you do realize that 3 weeks from tomorrow, the Dallas Cowboys get ready to go to Oxnard for training camp. 3 weeks. That's it. We've seen DeMarcus Lawrence beginning to work out. We got 64 days before the season starts, 60 8 before the Cowboys play. It's possible he's ready to go. Zeke Elliott's not suspended. We've seen Travis Frederick coming back. We start looking at this team. Now, we don't have Rico. We don't know what's going to happen with Tyrone Crawford. Provided nothing happens bad at training camp or in preseason, this Dallas Cowboys, which is deep, could be in such a better place than they were starting last year. Remember last year, no Dez, no Jason Witten, all new wide receivers basically. Cole Beasley was hurt most of the season. Terrence Williams hurt most of the season. We could be hitting the ground with a new offensive coordinator, with a team feeling good about the offense as well as the offensive leaders, with better wide receivers, a better tight end situation, not only because of Jason Witten, but because Blake Jarwin started playing better as the season went on. As much as people want to say that the Philadelphia Eagles are the most talented team in football, they've got the great quarterback and everything else. We had a team that finished off 7-2, won a playoff game, something we don't do too often. Only the third time in the 24 years since the Super Bowl runs. That's got some momentum. It's got a chip on their shoulders. That is young and hungry and healthy. I don't know about you, but I feel excited. I feel good about this team. I am ready to rock and roll. There's going to be a lot of camp battles out there. We're going to have a lot of guys that are going to be fighting tooth and nail to make not only a roster spot, to make the field. You think about our defensive side of the ball. We don't know how DeMarcus Lawrence is going to be ready, if he's going to be ready week 1 or not. But Robert Quinn in a prove-it contract on one side, and then a guy like Tyrone Crawford, who is getting older and fighting to stay on the team for the near future. A Taco Charlton, who's trying to resurrect his career. A Kerry Hayter, who is trying to get back to 2016 for him. A Christian Covington, who had 4.5 sacks on the interior line last year, is trying to make a name for himself. You look at an Antoine Woods, who came on last year out of nowhere. Malik Collins, who's healthy going into training camp for once, not having, like last year, 2 foot surgeries in a contract year. Man, all I got to say is there's going to be some bad things happening to some of them quarterbacks out there this year. Some bad things. I honestly feel, and I can be wrong, anything can happen in football. You know, they have the whole thing of, you know, you're up one year and down, you know, the next year and all that. But I got to tell you, I think this is finally the perfect storm for the Dallas Cowboys that's been building for quite a while. We had to go through 2015, that abysmal year, to get Zeke Elliott and get lucky and get Dak. We had to get rid of the older players and start rebuilding young. And when you look at this team, that is one of the youngest teams in the NFL, seems like there's a whole new attitude. There is no locker room divisiveness. These guys do everything together. They live in Dallas. They work together. They hang out at basketball, hockey games. They go out to Duke and shooting ranges. They go out fishing. These guys are a tight-knit group. I don't know if they can win the Super Bowl or not, but I got to tell you, I will take this team against anybody right now. I will take what this team has done and built in this locker room against anybody. And I dare ask you a locker room that is like this one, because I've not seen this in the Dallas Cowboys in a long time, since the 90s. We've had great players. but it never seemed like everybody was on the same page, that everybody was fighting for everybody else on that team. And that's where I feel like we are right now. We'll see if it translates to a great season or not, but I think they've got the foundation for a great run. Later today, I'll address Philly 500. He just won't stop. He thinks that I'm obsessed with him and Carson Wentz. I'm Mark Holmes, and I'll see you guys soon.